So, back to the pond today. It's a little rainy today. I keep having to stop and run for cover. Not that rain really bothers me all that much, but some days it's irritating. Pump is working beautifully. That is good news. The topsoil on the steps is looking good. I'm happy about that. I'm out here today. One of the things I'm doing is trying to fix the where I put silicone on the bog to keep it from overflowing. Worked just fine, but it was always just kind of a test because I just gooped it there just to see if it would hold back and if that was going to work okay, and it did. So now I'm going to replace it with some PVC that I've cut into quarters, and that PVC will then be the new guide so the water doesn't overflow, and it'll be black and fit in, and it'll look much better. Our plants out here are, well, unfortunately, they're withering, and it's weird because these particular plants are plants that require very little water whatsoever because they're kind of a rocky growth plant. Now, what I think actually is happening is that they're just kind of shocked, and that they will start to come back in the next couple of days. I mean, I see some nice new green growth on some of these, and so I know that they're doing okay. There's even a little bit of flower going on there. So, like, I don't know, as rough as they look, I still think they're good, and I think they'll figure out their place and get better. The sawgrass, of course, is doing just fine. As you can see, even though that seems to have died out, there is some green coming out of it, and it'll get its roots back and turn back into what it's supposed to. Sometimes you just got to let a plant do what it does. The water plants are doing gloriously, of course. They do just fine because, lots of water. We got some rocks in that space that I was afraid to dig out. It is now dug out. There's some rocks in there. I still have to dig out that and get that plastic tucked in, and then some more rocks along in there. I'm going to put some rebar in these poles here because they're pretty wobbly. I mean, they're dug in, but they're only dug in about 8 inches. And this is sand, so it just wobbles all over the place. So I'm going to put some rebar down in the ground and put them on the rebar, and that'll make them hold up better. So that's where we are right at the moment. The couple of goldfish that we put in from the rescue are doing just fine in there, though we haven't cleared up enough yet to see them. I can't wait until we get enough plant matter growing that it cycles out all of that algae. Algae's really not that bad. It looks kind of bad from here because there's still a lot of dirt and stuff on top of the water from the topsoil that needs to be cleared out, and it is a little bit green, but you can still see through to the bottom, and you can still see the fish. Like, the fish are right over there, and I can see them. I don't know if the camera will pick them up or not. So turns out we don't have a use for a lot of that silica sand, and because we're not doing the beach thing up here at all. So she's going to let me take some of that sand for the rescue, which I think is freaking amazing. But the rest of it is actually, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but rather than go get more topsoil because she's already paid for that, we're going to put it under the edges of our borders to fill back our liner where it's supposed to be and make it even. I can't believe we're using that sand. I really can't believe we're using that sand. But it's what we have, and it's paid for, and there's no point, I guess, in running out to buy different stuff if we don't actually have a specific use for that sand at the moment. Now, I am going to take some buckets, and it is going to go back and be substrate in a lot of the tanks and ponds at the rescue, but there's still plenty of it to use up underneath the edges there. So I guess that's what we're going to do. And yes, it hurts my head, but that's the plan. And everything's really running exactly as it should. It's absolutely freaking great. And as soon as I get the PVC on here, we'll turn the pump back on. Well, let it dry a little bit, but we'll turn the pump back on, and that'll all be running again. We do have about 20 of the bags of lava rock are now in that canister filter. So I really like these steps now that they're not sandy. I really do like the way they've come out, and they're very natural, and they blend in, and they're also quite functional, which is, I guess, the whole point. And I'm going to start carrying some more up here. I'm putting the deck right there. The deck is basically just going to be more of these kinds of planks and dug in a little bit so that they're solid. And so, okay, I guess I'll get to that and I'll give you some shots when I'm done. Well, so I look like I've been working hard today, huh? Freaking filthy. That's what I get for wearing a white shirt, but can't wear a black shirt out here. It's too damn hot. Anyway, we got our deck in, and I've got the new edges siliconed onto the bog so that water won't overflow. And I put our Venturi hose into our Venturi pipe. Here, I'll show you. All right, so that little hose right there allows air to be sucked in as water is running through that pipe. And it creates a lot of airflow into the pond. I do have to add a tip to it so that it doesn't blow right into the water collector though, so we're working on that. All right, so here's our steps, and as you walk up, you find our deck. Our deck needs some more sand in order to even out, but the sand is wet right now because it's been raining all day, so I'll have to wait until Wednesday to put some more sand in there. And there's our siliconed edges on the bog, and those silicone edges will keep the water from accidentally overflowing when the water runs too fast, and that should keep us from having any water loss, at least at this point. So that's it. I got some stuff to do now. I got to go pick up some stuff, so I guess I'm heading out for the drive. Hope I can find a clean shirt in the truck. All right, we'll see you on the next trip.